What's up, YouTube? Listen, I want to talk about something that I think is actually kind of funny, but at the same time, it was something that I heard about back in the summertime, and I guess like a lot of people, because I'm seeing videos, more current videos now coming up about it. KFC, the restaurant, has an actual console that they were supposed to actually come out with. And it was in June, and then again in December. The dates and all that's not even important, but they were supposed to, have these consoles out, and then they didn't. So the console is getting pushed back. And I'm sitting here going, wait, this is a real thing? Now, I'm the type of person to give things a chance. I'm the type of person, I don't like to shoot things down. It's not hurting anybody by them doing what they're doing. But this would be something that I would have to actually see happen, and it would have to prove, it would have to be proven that, okay, this is a worthy console. I just can't see myself going into a store saying, yeah, let me get that KFC console. Like, really, the funny thing about it was when I was reading the specs on this thing, and they're like, if you saw the pictures of it, it looks like a bucket of chicken, and it has like a little drawer to keep, you can put like chicken fingers in there. And I'm thinking to myself, though, out of all the things you can add to a console, why would I think about putting chicken in my console? So the natural heat of the console just basically keeps it warmer. No, it's not in the oven. It doesn't cook the food. And I've heard so many different variations of this story, but it's like, no, it's like a little drawer, a little chamber that you put your chicken fingers in it in. But why in the hell would I want to do that? I don't even eat in my bedroom. We eat in the dining room or the kitchen. We don't, where there's carpet, especially, we don't bring juice, not even water, nothing in those areas. We eat where we're supposed to eat. So there will be no reason that I'm playing the video game that I could just get that lazy that I just stop and decide, hey, you know what? Let me go put my chicken fingers in my console. It just sounds funny because that to me is just not, it's just not appealing to me. It's just not, and then they're saying that this game will be 240 frames per second. And this company, Cool Master, it's created by Cool Master, and it's going to have this kind of chip and that. And nothing, well, they didn't really give that information, but a lot of it's probably speculation. And a lot of people are cracking jokes on it, but it's like, it's understandable in the sense that, look, I'm not into these console wars. Hey, listen, let me say this. If they do it, it actually happens, I hope they're successful. I'm just saying, I may change my mind about the system. I would not about the chicken part, but the fact that it's just a system made by KFC, it just feels weird. It kind of, and the fact that they would even add that little feature to it. It reminds me of like when Vince McMahon made the WBF, and also his XFL football league, how he had storyline in it. He had wrestling commentators calling the action. Everything had that wrestling storyline feel to it. None of it, it just felt weird. Like, and it wasn't because it was Vince McMahon. It was just because the way his product was out. Now, let's just say KFC did everything they made this console without the little chicken warming drawer. Okay. And it don't look like a bucket of chicken. Like, people that say, oh, the GameCube, the Nintendo GameCube was like a little square box, looks like a little shoe box and has a little handle on it. And they said the same thing about several consoles. They talked even the new Series X. Oh man, it's a rectangle. I've heard them say things about. I remember when the Nintendo 64 came out, and people was, oh, but they got the cartridge on the top. Why they not using discs like the PlayStation 1, and how come they? I don't know. But you understand what I'm saying? It's one of those things where they're questioning that. And I'm not trying to get people to, shoot the product down, but I just think it's weird because I just thought it was clickbait when I first heard about it. And I think that was on Twitter. And then, I really didn't even remember about that until recent times now when people are starting to bring it up. And I mean, I hope they're successful. I just can't see myself going to a store buying a KFC console. Like I said, maybe it'll come out and it'll change my mind. Who knows? KFC, finger looking good, huh? Now, on to something else, but similar. Bud Light, the beer company, has a console called Bud 6. And it's actually shaped like a 6-pack case of beer. It's like a blue and silver and like color. And then they have they look like beer cans. And then 2 of those cans in the back are actual coolers that will keep your beer cold. And it has a projector inside. I don't know the specs on this machine. Has an actual projector. So what happens is it has built-in games. And it has 2 controllers that you can conceal inside the console itself. It's just like you walking down the street with a 6-pack of beer, right? And you project it onto the wall. And that's how you play it. Now, from what I understand, there's only 5 of these systems in the world. How many more they're going to make, I don't know. I guess it depends. They'll just probably make 5, and then if they're selling, then I don't know. I don't drink beer. I don't drink, so, that really doesn't pertain to me. And then 2, I don't know, man. I don't really go from house to house bringing my console to people's house. I, play my thing at home. I did that when I was a kid, but I'd be damned if now I'm going to be walking around with a console in my hand, going to my buddy's house. To each his own. I'm not knocking you if you do it. And I'm not knocking the system. But these are 2 concepts that I think is going to be hard to win people over. I mean, we'll see. I hope they're both successful. Especially, both of them. But especially, even look at the Bud Light situation, right? Especially that. Because for a projector, you have to be in a room where it's dark. Because the more light you have, the less you're able to see, to get a clear picture of what you're looking at. You're just projecting it onto a wall. I mean, it's just weird, to me. It's just weird. I mean, like General Electric or something, a company like HP or, Samsung could have went into the video game industry and people would have said, okay, now Samsung's making, but that would have been more understandable. You understand what I'm saying? But, KFC and Bud Light. So you can, if you drink beer, you can have your beer with your chicken. You understand what I'm saying? It's just a weird concept to me. Like, it had me like, what? Is this for real? So when we find out it was for real, it's like, okay, it's for real. I mean, to each his own, though, like I said, man, I'm not going to shoot it down. I'm laughing. I am, because it's just funny to me, But at the same time, it's like, I don't know what made them want to go into. Well, I guess because the video game business is booming, especially now. You go to Walmart, you go to Target, you go to any of these big stores, and you go to GameStop. They don't have these. I mean, they're running. I went to GameStops where you think they have like 2 GameStops where I live at didn't even have like the 1X. Didn't have the 1S. Didn't have a PlayStation 4. you know, Pro or Slim. Didn't have it. It was like, whoa. So people are like, you know what? I want a gaming console. A lot of people have like older systems and they said, I want something. They can't get their hands on the very newest one. So they say, you know what? I'll just go get a PlayStation 4. I'll get a 1X or 1S. You know, they don't even have the Switch in a lot of stores, including GameStop. GameStop, I remember about a month ago when I think it was the second wave of consoles they had come out. You know, the new Xbox and PlayStation. And I remember going to GameStop, and by the time I got there, it was too late. I got there 6:15. I said, I'd be damn, I can't get out here no damn 5 o'clock, man. And they opened at 7 o'clock, and it was like 28 degrees outside. I said, I'd be damn, I'll just have to wait. But I finally got my hands on the Xbox Series X, and I remember they said they had 5. They had 4 Xbox Series X, and they had 6 PlayStation 5s. And they had more Nintendo Switches than anything else. So once I saw that fourth person come out with that, you know, triangular like slim box, I knew what it was already. I was like, let me just go. And it was about 50 people in that line, and about 6 of us left. So the rest of those people, I doubt they'd get up that early in the morning just to go get something that's already going to be in the store. You know, that they didn't have any danger of that's going to sell out. No. So those people probably wind up buying a Switch. You know, who knows? But at the end of the day, I mean, yeah. They didn't even have those. So, you know, people are buying video games. Everything that you see in the stores, bikes, you know, 10 speeds, 12 speeds, whatever, they gone, nothing. People were trying to find anything to get themselves in. Board games, everything. So video games, especially, like, man, like they're selling out, and then when they restock, they don't have as many as they used to. So now with these 2 new consoles, well, the Bud 6 rather, for them, from like I said, I heard, you know, the information that I got from was that they only have 5 of these in the world. So you know, that's going to be a slow process and something that's not really, I don't see either one of these as being competition, to be honest with you. If you get a chance and you see the video with this Bud Light, the controllers, they kind of remind you of the Super Nintendo controllers. How they kind of got that oval type, round like type shape, and it's small. Not color wise, but kind of similar in shape. So yeah, and I know like they had like a baseball game pre-installed, Tekken 7, some other stuff. I can't remember exactly what was in there. So I don't have information. Like, I would believe you probably could download more games. You know, I don't know if it, you know, if it's one of those, well, it's just pre-installed with these games and that's it. You probably would be able to download. I don't know. Does it take a micro SD card? Does it have some kind of memory storage? I don't know. Didn't get any of that type of information. I can't find that information. The only thing I know is that about the console. As soon as I heard about it, I started trying to research things and I couldn't find anything. You know, anything extensive. Just what I just said. That's all I know. But I mean, yeah, that's a console that you can't play it just any time. I mean, like if your house is nice and bright, sun coming in the windows, whatever. I mean, yeah, you gotta find somewhere to play it. You can't just sit comfortably and play it where you want to play it. That's the thing. The KFC console. The KFC console, man, I know. I guess it's going to be the normal setup, you know. And they're talking 4K and all of that. Like I said, 240 frames per second. And then they're saying it's going to be exclusives for that console as well as the game that we can get for all the other consoles. But yeah, I just can't imagine myself sitting there let alone going there asking for a KFC console, but then sitting there looking at a black and red bucket of chicken type shaped console, just especially sitting there with food in my console. I don't know. I think they can do without the chicken chamber, man. I mean, even if they want to make their bucket of chicken shaped console, I think they could. I mean, and what's funny is I'm thinking, what if the system is actually worth it? Like, what if this is some kick-ass gameplay, everything? What if this is like, damn, this is better than anything else that's out? Then I guess people will want it. But a KFC console, I got to get used to that one, man. That's something I got to get used to. If it's ever going to come out, I don't know. But like I say, listen, man, I wish him nothing but the best of luck. You know, the Bud 6, the KFC console, and whatever, man. But look, that's all I'm going to say on this video, and I will catch y'all on the next one.